Okay, guys, let's quickly talk about this. I'm not sure if you all were able to access that note that I posted yesterday. If you weren't able to look at it in class, you're gonna have to do it at home. Carry on. So in this exercise, sorry, it is quite dark. I'm just gonna read through what the question was. They say there, a party pack of 3 items can be made up by selecting one item from each of the following choices. So choice 1. They've listed what the items are, but guys, the important thing is how many options there are, right? So for the first choice, if you count, there were 4 things. For the second choice, there were 5 drinks. And then the third choice, there were 3 things. So now they're asking how many different party packs can be made, and all you do is you multiply those. Right, so the number of options in choice 1, choice 2, and choice 3, you multiply those 3 numbers together, and that will give you 60 different party packs. Okay, so number 2, this is what I was trying to explain with the lines. I'll just show you. They say in number 2, consider the word Florida. Right, so Florida has 7 letters. You are required to form different 7-letter word arrangements using the letters of the word Florida. How many possible word arrangements can be made if A, the letters may be repeated? Guys, what I always do is, we're supposed to do 7-letter words. All right, so I'll make 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'll ask myself, how many options do I have for the first letter of that word? Okay, Florida has 7 letters. So there are 7 options for that first letter. Right? Does that make sense? Then they're saying the letters can be repeated. So guys, if you just have 7 F's in a row, that's also okay. All right, that's what they're saying. So for the next letter, you can use all 7 of those letters again. So that's why you again have 7 options for the second letter. Okay, so that's silly. You wouldn't do it like that, but that's just what they've said in this question. For the next one, again, the letters may be repeated. Any of those 7, so again 7 options. All right, so that's why for all 7 of these slots, of these lines, I put down 7 options because they say all the letters may be used. Okay, so then what you would need to do is 7 times 7 times 7, but it's 7 of them, so I said 7 to the power of 7, yeah? Yes. Okay, for the next one now, they say that the letters may not be repeated. So that means that if you put an F in the first slot, you can't use F again, right? So that's why for the first letter of your word that you're going to make, you can use any of the 7 letters. But whatever you used in that first slot, you can't use that again. So for the next slot, you only have 6 options, right? So 7 for the first slot, 6 for the next one. Now you've used 2 of the 7 letters already. How many do you have left to choose from for the next letter? Only 5. Okay, and then so on. Again, you don't have to write this down. You can just do the working and give the answer. It's 5,014. No, it's fine. Yeah, does that make sense, right? For the next one, yeah. There is a shorter one. I'm going to show you now. Okay. The next one, what was the word in the next one? Random was the word. So now we have 6 letters. You're required to form different 6-letter word arrangements using those letters. Again, for A, they say that you can repeat. Okay, so you can use, if it's random, you can use the A and you can have 6 A's in a row. That's fine. Okay, so that's why if you wanted to write it out using lines, you could do what? Oh, sorry. What I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could say, okay, I can use any of the 6 letters for the first one, then I can use any of them for the next one, and for the next, and so on. Right, do you guys see why it's 6 to the power of 6? You also could have just say 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, right? Right? The answer would be that, 46,646. But then for the next one, they're now saying you are not allowed to repeat the letters. 5, 6. So there you have your 6 lines. You have 6 options for the first letter, right? But say you're using the R for the first letter. You can't use the R again, right? So now how many options do you have for the next one? 5. Okay, now you've used 2 letters. How many letters do you have left to choose from for the next one? 4. Okay, you've now used 3 of the 6. So for the next letter, you only have the 3 that you haven't used yet to choose from. Next up, because you've now used 4 letters here, you only have 2 left, and then you'll only be left with 1 option for that last one. Okay, so if you multiply all of these together, you will get 780. So guys, this whole thing with the lines is not really working. It's just a way for you to figure out what numbers you actually have. Okay, number 4 was talking about, was it James? Yeah, how many different ways are there of predicting the results of 6 soccer matches where each match can end in either a win or a loss? Okay. So I made 6 lines, all right? 1 line represents each match. Okay, how many options are there for? How many possible outcomes are there for the first one? You can either win or lose. Okay, so that's why there are 2 possible outcomes. And then it's the same for all of them. Okay. So that's why there are 6 2's that we're multiplying together. I just wrote that as 2. We are going to still practice loads of these guys, so if you got them wrong, don't stress. Okay, for number 5, this one was getting a little bit more complicated. They say that you are making a code, all right, and it's 3 digits from 0 to 9 and then 2 letters. So for the first one, all of them could be repeated, and they were just asking how many codes can you make. So guys, we're going from 0 to 9, that's 10, right? 10 digits. So for the first 3 slots, remember they said it was X, 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 Y, Y, I think. Right, so they said the first 3 have to be digits, so numbers between 0 and 9. So how many are there? How many numbers between 0 and 9? 10. Okay, there will be 10 options on the first one. You can use them again, you can repeat them. So there's 10 for the next one and for the next one. And then how many letters are there in the alphabet? 26. Okay, so that's why there will be 26 options for that one and then for the next one. You just multiply them together and get to your answer. For B, they were now saying the exact same thing, but now nothing can be repeated. Okay, so if you use 0, for example, there, you can't use it again. Okay, so now you have 10 digits to choose from for your first one, but now you can't use the one that you used in the first slot. So you only have 9 options for the next one. And then you've already used 2, so now you only have 8 options for the third one. If we're looking at the letters of the alphabet, you can choose any letter for the, no, you can choose, sorry about that, any letter for the first one, but now the one that you use there, you can't use again, so you only have 25 options for the next one. Okay, you just multiply them together with your answer. Then for C, so they're saying we must now exclude 0 from the digits. So now it's actually only from 1 to 9, I think. And you have to exclude all the vowels. All right, so now you just need to think, excluding 0, how many digits do I have left? 9. Okay, they say you could repeat, so it's 9, 9, 9. You could repeat the letters as well. There's 5 vowels, right? That's right, so it hasn't changed. So 5 vowels, so 26 minus those 5, but then you 21. The next question was the same thing, but now you're not allowed to repeat them. Okay, so now it's going to be 9, and then there's 8 left to choose from, and then 7. Then for the letters, you have all 21, but you've already used one here, so you can't use that 21. Okay, I just want to go back up to the last one because I can't remember what this was. The digits may be repeated, but must be prime numbers. Okay, so now we need to count how many prime numbers there are between 0 and 9. And the letters may be repeated, But now we're excluding the first 5 letters and the last 5 letters. So that's just excluding 10 of them, right? So how many letters do you then have to choose from? 16. Okay, so that's why my last two are 16 each. And there are only 4 primes between 0 and 9, right? It's 2, 3, 2, 3, yeah, 1. 1 isn't a prime. That's nothing. So it's 2, 3, 5, and 7, right? Okay, so those 4. Okay, are there any questions, guys? This stuff just takes a lot of practice, basically. I want to check quickly in your textbook. There are a couple of practice now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Just in terms of, I think this comes back to what Fatima was asking. When you have something like, I'll move back down to this just now. When you have something like, what was this, 3B, where you are taking 6 and then all the numbers smaller than 6, all the whole numbers smaller than 6, and you multiply them together. You might have seen this on the calculator. You can type that in and it will give you the same answer. We call that 6 factorial. So you can just write that down. I don't know if you've noticed that there is actually, it's literally an exclamation mark. So sorry, it's yellow. Listen up, listen up. It's really above that button. X with an exclamation mark. So you'll type 6, shift that button, and it's saying 6 exclamation mark equals, and then it will give you the same answer. Okay. But that now has to include the number and all the numbers all the way down to 1. Okay, so you can't do like 5, 4, 3. 5 times 4 times 3. That's not 5 factorial. Okay, so if you're doing 10 factorial, that means 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, all the way down to times 1. Okay, all the numbers. Right? You can literally write 6 factorial piece. You don't have to write times plus minus. Okay. So you are more than welcome to do that.
Right, 6 factorial.
6 exclamation. Yeah. Sorry, this is just what we say. Yeah. So guys, you can just write that. You will get 2 marks for that. Equals, and then obviously the answer. Okay, back to what you are doing. Guys, this is not for the rest of the lesson. Hey, I'm going to give you until 1/2, and then we'll look at those. And we need to move on. If you don't finish this by 1/2, it's fine. You'll have to finish at home. But yeah, you have to keep going.
I think